Hey, welcome back to another episode of John's Crypto Therapy. On today's episode, I want to give you guys a little bit more facts into the fact that, fundamentals with TA will absolutely help, but just understanding the future of Ecomi is always important, especially when you're looking at the long-term vision. Ecomi is a big base company and it's going to do a lot of things. It's going to change the markets. I truly do believe that the dynamic of the markets are slowly going to change, especially when you look at reversals, right? We have head and shoulders right here. Then we see a reversal to the downside. We had a big head and shoulders here, and then we see a move to the upside. We had a sideways head and shoulders, and then market went down. And also now we are looking at a head and shoulders pattern. So head and shoulders is a great idea for us to look for reversals, especially when we are looking at pressure to the upside. So we have this whole move right here and it's showing us that the pressure to the upside is really strong. Why do I really believe in Ecomi? Well, look at all of these great stuff that's coming in this week and in the near future. So it's really important to see that. When we look at this, we have 1 million active users. So that is going to just skyrocket, especially for the price of all these NFTs, especially the rarity of getting one. Even if it's a common, it's going to go up over time. Sports and music categories, that's going to be a big phenomenal, I think, for myself and for everyone that loves those categories. VV showroom articles coming this week, but more or less, we do have another article that's going to change the game. That's going to be the OMI utility article. That is going to be a game changer, especially because we're going to get that utility. We're going to understand what the OMI is going to be used for, and especially for all those people that trade the OMI tokens and just have a lot of OMI tokens, this is the best way to go, okay? The future of VVverse being able to adopt other NFTs out in different markets into the same metaverse, giving huge value to Ecomi. So if I like a different art piece, I could bring it into my metaverse and actually hang it up on my wall. So I think actually that's so cool. Master collector update and point system increasing while waiting room style for future drops are being applied soon. So that's also another important thing. We're going to get waiting rooms. It's like NBA Top Shot. There's no fuss or anything like that. And having that implemented, I think at an early stage or at this point in this game, I think it's going to be a good idea, especially when you look at NBA Top Shot and how great they're doing it for their community. It's going to give it a more realistic vibe. Different waiting rooms for different rarity of the same drop, giving users the ability to enter and exit quickly without stress. And I see a lot of students or even a lot of people or my friends telling me that Ecomi is so stressful or VV is so stressful for getting those amazing drops. And now it's going to give you the opportunity to know if you're in line or not. If you're not in line, most likely you have to wait for the next drop and be in line early instead of waiting that whole time to find that you couldn't even get a drop. So that is another thing that they're doing, that it's going to actually increase, I feel like, the value for Ecomi, okay? Last but not least, in my books, another positive is money to fiat, cash out to 20 different currencies, not just USD. So that's going to be an amazing, especially because we're getting a lot of multicultural countries coming in, multicultural people. And this is the most important thing. We might have cash in different banks. And for us to use that, it's only going to make Ecomi or VV a little bit more profitable, especially because we don't have to run around looking for those cash. When we have the cash flow, we could just go on the app and just apply it right away. So that is going to be really cool. And this is pretty cool because this week we're going to get the first week and the first tier of applications to try this trial and see how it goes. And if it goes well, they're going to bring more and more people in. And then by the end of, maybe by the end of this year or maybe mid next year, sometime around that, we don't know the real time, guys. I'm going to be honest. The thing about Ecomi I don't like is the time sequence. I don't want to promise something that, they can deliver. I just want to see it before anything. So right now, those are all great positives. We can see price going up. I believe in this project. That's why I have over more than 1 billion tokens. Not because I like to hodl this, because the fact that I believe in this project. I trade this nonstop and I believe in this project and I know exactly where it's trying to go. The last but not least, what is negative towards all of this is the fact that we had Gary Vee put out a quote. And this quote was really good. Everyone is going to win now. It's all about the execution. So let's put this into perspective. Ecomi has so much great things to offer. I truly do believe that. Everybody knows that. But the problem is the execution is exactly where we're going to see the positives and the negatives. If they can execute all of these roadmaps and all of these plans, who is to say that we're never going to reach $1 or even $10? That is not even relevant. The fact is, if we can get all of these great ideas implemented right away with seamless sequence, $1 to $10 is in the books. So that's the one thing that I truly do love about this project. It has really great scalability, but the Immutable X is always going to be in the back of my mind because as a big investor, I don't consider myself a whale, but a lot of people do. That's totally fine. As a big investor, of course, Immutable X has to go right. And right now, the way it's going, it's kind of, it's kind of glitchy. As in, some students say, hey, my money, my OMI tokens were taken out. Now it's back in my account. There's a lot of rumors going around. And we always believe that this could have been the phase 2 going to phase 3. But now they're saying that they're going into phase 2. So, there's a lot of crazy speculation. And for a lot of people, they're saying, hey, look, the price is going down. It's been down for a long time. They don't realize the whales or the rich people want the price to be down. This is why we could take initiative on taking better deals. And this is what we need to do, especially for this amazing token. So let's look at this like this. Let's draw our trend line. And when we draw our trend line, guys, you can see clearly we have an amazing touch. We have some wick rejections. We have some bullish movement to the upside. And we see some real good price action. So as long as we're seeing these moves and we're coming into a key level of really understanding that price can reverse here, this is a trade that you need to watch out for. This is a trade that I teach a lot of my students. If you know price is coming to a key level, then we need to look for price to spike to the upside, right? Yes, if we're looking at this at the fourth wave, we could look at a flat formation. A flat formation basically means it equals out on the top and the bottom. So if that's the truth, we should see price equaling out as well. So that means roughly seeing price coming back down to these levels. Yes, that's absolutely possible. We could see price coming back down to 0.0057. Yes, if there's more worse news than good and we do see break of structure, guys, I wouldn't say that we wouldn't see this. Absolutely, we could see this. But right now, when we're looking at the key fundamentals of Ecomi and what it does all the time, it pulls out head and shoulders every single time we have a reversal. I'm going to try to show you guys some quick head and shoulders movement right here. So we do have a head and shoulders right there. And this is the cool thing about Ecomi and trading in general. We have patterns that will isolate itself to us to show us that in the future movement, it does this non-stop. So if this is the move that it does non-stop, we need to realize that, it's going to happen over and over again. And for us to take advantage, we need to understand how to do the head and shoulders and try to take massive profit. So right here, when we look at the formation, we have this right here and then the head, and then we also have the shoulder. So when we go into the shoulder, let me just drop this in just like that, right to the top. Let's go like this. Perfect. So then we need to have a breakout roughly around the same level. So if we have a breakout roughly around the same level, then we're going to see price actually scale to the top. So look at how cool this is. We do have this beautiful formation right here. All we need is a breakout of structure. If we're looking for take profit, this is why I love trading. Trading is absolutely the future of everything that you need to know when you're looking at investments and everything of that nature. When you're looking at this, it roughly identifies to me that we do have price action roughly around the same zone. So now as a trader, I'm looking to take profit there. So remember, if you are looking to take profit here, you need to make sure to have a great risk to reward and make sure to put your take profit. So if that's 1, you're looking for take profit 2 as well, and take profit 3 can be on top. As a trader, we're looking for these type of execution. So to those that don't believe in trading, I just wanted to let you guys know this. If you don't believe in trading, think about this logically. Why is it finding support on these bottom of this trend line? Why is that? Is that fluke or is that really consistent? Is that something that the market does every single time that we see price doing these type of stuff? The only bearish case scenario that I can put out for you guys that could be truly dramatic is this head and shoulders right here. This head and shoulders could be absolutely dramatic because this is a bearish move. If this is true to its value and we do not give focus to this beautiful head and shoulders, these type of head and shoulders are at the top of very exclusive moves. Beautiful run to the upside. We have this head and shoulders. That means, guess what? Typically, if this does break to the downside and we have great confirmation, right? We could see a huge scalability and we could see price going back down to the 0.0036 levels. So that is a worst case scenario. Also, there is another worst case scenario as well. Let me just delete these charts right here and I'm going to show you the other worst case scenario. If we look at this as a flag formation, we can absolutely see, you know what? this is the formation that could be really bad for us, especially if we're looking at Ecomi. And then if we have a breakout to the downside, we take the pull and then we could put it to the downside. And guess what we see? We roughly see around 0.0048. Those are worst case scenarios. But right now, the way Ecomi is going, we're still bullish. We're still understanding that we do have an ascending triangle right now for the bigger time frame, the bigger picture, guys. When you're looking at trading in general, you always want to scope out the biggest picture. The biggest picture will only justify to you that, price is only going to go up. So that's why as a trader, try to look for the bigger picture and see if this makes sense for you. If this makes sense and we do it justify for ourselves that as traders we're seeing a beautiful pattern to the upside, then you know what, we're slowly good to go. We're making higher lows, we made a higher high, we made an equal high right here, then we made higher lows each and every time. So if that's the case, we're going to see price going back up. And if there is a pullback, if we do see price getting rejected around this level, we could look to identify this angle of this trend line to look to buy more OMI tokens. Okay, that's the way the plan's gonna go. That's the way we're gonna identify these new trends, and we're right now in a beautiful range. Okay, so this range can take some time, and that's why as a trader it's good to identify a range, because once you identify a range, it's not going to break out anytime soon without some crazy news. Okay, also I wanted to show you one last little look on price as well, just to give you guys an idea of what trading can do. If you could spot all these type of patterns, you would be a profitable trader, because over time these are the type of patterns that will give you the edge, and that's what we need as traders. So look, if price does not break this top trend line and we do see price going like that, this is going to give us extra confirmation, because the price cannot break this trend line. Guess what? We're going to be trading inside this zone. So we're going to see a bounce like that and a bounce back down. And then guess what? We're going to go to the very top, and the top can be up here. And then, this is the cool thing. If we do have a huge explosion, all right, if we do have a huge explosion, we can actually take this trend line and go like this. And then guess what? If price does not come back down to retest, and a retest is on the back end of this channel, that's still confirmation to me that we will see a price move to the upside. All right, so please keep that in mind. This is a great project for all those that are losing hope, for all those that don't believe in the project or see other values or other projects that are doing well. Remember, just like a bamboo tree, it takes time. The sprout actually comes out and it sees sunlight. Next year, it'll grow 12 to 15 feet. And that's the beauty. And that's what I think when I think about Ecomi. I think Ecomi is right underneath the soil. It's just taking time to sprout out. But once everything is implemented, once everything is to the go, we will absolutely see this project sky. And when it skies, I think everyone is going to be happy. But right now, in order for us to sky, we got to stick with the bad times, the good times, and understand why we were here in the first place, because this is the future of NFT. So if you guys do enjoy this, please make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Other than that, take it easy and John out. Peace.